Yes.
Jai Satchidananda.
Jai Satchidananda.
Namo Vitraga, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Sava Sahunam, Isopancha Namukaro, Savapava Panashana, Mangalanam Cha Savesim, Padamang Kavai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchidanam. Namo Vitragaya. Namo Arihantanam. Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Sava Sahunam, Isopancha Namukaro, Savapava Panashano, Mangalanam Cha Savesim, Padamam Kavai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchidanam. Namo Vitraga. Namo Arihantanam. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayareyanam. Namo Vasayanam. Namo Loye Sava Sahunam. Isopancha Namukaro, Savapava Panashano, Mangalam Cha Savesim, Padaman Kavai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchidanam. Jai Satchidanam. Jai Satchidanam. Jai Satchidanam.
Jai
Satchidananda.
Jai Satchidananda. So, as we begin our satsang on this beautiful day, let us offer our best wishes and blessings as the enlightened ones of Dada to the new King of England, King Charles III. May he continue to be good for the millions of the world.
En este hermoso día vamos a enviar nuestros mejores deseos como iluminados de Dada al rey Carlos III y que tenga la mejor actitud con todo el mundo.
It was interesting. I was just watching him just a while ago. As he was living, as he was coming out of the great church, the beautiful church, having been blessed by the Lord through the Archbishop, he then came out, and to the left side of the gate, the entrance to the church, where religious heads, people, human beings who represented different religions of the world. And he also took their blessings, you see. He also took their blessings.
Justo antes de empezar el satsang estaba viendo la coronación del rey Carlos III y veía que mientras que salían de la hermosa iglesia, luego de haber recibido la bendición del Lord, el arzobispo también bendecía en la parte izquierda a todas las personas que eran de diferente religión.
No human being is perfect in this Kali Yuga, but it is the seat. It is when you sit in a special seat, then the power and the energy of the seat lifts you up.
Dice que no hay perfección en ningún ser humano en esta época de Kali Yuga, pero es el sentarse, es el asiento donde te sientas, es lo que te eleva.
Yeah. It's essentially a pratishtha, an energization of that very special location, you see. People give their energy to that location, to that seat, whether it is the seat on which our current Gnani sits in satsang, or any kind of a seat, the energy of that location totally fills you with some special extra energy that is very special.
Es energía pratishta en ese lugar especial, en el asiento donde se sienta el rey, donde Dada se sienta también. Y es esa energía que va ahí a esa locación que te envuelve de una forma especial, ¿no? Como la energía de todas las personas y de que va a ese espacio.
Yeah. We human beings prepare a very special seat for the ones who make it a better world, you see. Whether it is for a king or whether it is for the Gnani, you see. This both have their desire, deepest desire, to see that their the human beings who are under them be happy and peaceful, and for the Gnani, of course, to they deliver them to their own beautiful self, you see.
La preparación de ese especial asiento para aquellos que quieren lo mejor para el mundo, ¿no? Para un rey o para el mismo Gnani, ambos tienen el deseo de ver a los seres humanos que están en un nivel inferior, que vivan en paz, felices, y además el Gnani entregarles la belleza del ser.
Today they sang, God save the king, and tomorrow or day after tomorrow, or the 9th of this month, we will be giving the same kind of prayers to the higher energies to make it very precious for our Gnani. May he continue to liberate millions. May he continue to liberate millions, you see.
Yes. Hoy se escuchaba la canción de Dios salve al rey, y en 3 días, el día 9 de este mes, todos vamos a estar rezando por el Gnani para que continúe liberando a las personas.
Yeah. I mean, that is the essence of every human special event, you see. God's blessing, and then proceeding forward from the goodness of the heart, you see, to the best of your abilities.
Yes. La esencia de cada ser humano especial en este especial evento es, los especiales eventos es la bendición de Dios y proceder con lo mejor del corazón y dar lo mejor.
We are focusing on the inner intentions, the inside of a human being, not what the circumstances have brought him in the visible life, you see. We're not looking at that. We're looking at the inside of a human being, which gets beautifully projected by people who also want that, human beings who want only that, you see.
Yes.
It's a pratishtha.
Lo que estamos viendo es la intención. La intención interna, no las circunstancias de lo que sucede en lo visible. Es ver la intención interna en los seres humanos, que bellamente es proyectada por los seres humanos que quieren lo mismo, y esto es pratishtha.
We also have crowned, we means human beings of this earth, in their previous lives, some have crowned, put a crown of thorns on the head of Christ, the King, you see, crown of thorns.
Nosotros también hemos sido coronados como Jesús, con una corona de espinas.
And he in turn, from inside and from the core of his being said, may all human beings be blessed. May they be blessed.
Y desde lo más profundo de su corazón, él pedía que todos los seres humanos puedan ser bendecidos.
You don't have to be a Christian to appreciate the beauty of that message. You see, you could be anywhere in the world and your heart will agree, that despite violence and suffering, there is this magnificent human soul spirit, you see, within every human being that has the power and the energy of the blessing of the Lord, you see.
No hace falta ser cristiano para poder ver la belleza de este mensaje y, y de querer ver a todos los seres humanos sin sufrimientos y sin estar heridos, poder ver el alma, poder ver el alma de Jesús que tenía el poder de la bendición para todos. No importa qué religión tengas.
Yes, okay, Shuddhatma Bhagwan. So on this wonderful day of celebration for many in this world, you see, we all need to appreciate the beauty of that which is and not get into the negativities, you see, of the discharge karma of everyone involved, you see. The discharge karma is discharge karma, but there is something always new that is beautiful, like the spring. Nature with its spring teaches us all a lesson that there is beauty everywhere if you can see it. If you can see it, there is beauty everywhere. It always rejuvenates without any opinions. Yes.
Yes. La celebración en este mundo de lo que está sucediendo es poder ver la belleza y no ver la negatividad, porque la negatividad en realidad es una descarga de karma. Entonces sí apreciar la belleza y podemos ver cómo viene la primavera y esta belleza, ¿no? De que toda la belleza que trae la primavera, del florecimiento, del rejuvenecimiento, de la renovación, que puedes ver, ¿no? Si lo puedes ver y todo se regenera.
And you in Argentina, it is your moment to forgive the not this king because he didn't do it, but the queen also, she was not involved in it, but this fight that you had over the Falkland Islands, they say this, but you say, okay, that was then. Now we have peace towards everyone. You're in peace.
Y nosotros en Argentina en este momento sí es olvidar, ya que este rey y la reina anterior no tuvieron nada que ver, olvidar todos los conflictos y de Malvinas y vivir en paz.
So today we are in the next session and 31st session, number 31st, you see, of Purnatva, our own rising internal view, you see, our own rising internal view of the world, you see, our own very special vision called Shuddha Drashti, pure vision, you see.
Yes. Esta es la sesión número 31 de Purnatva, Purnatva, y es el surgimiento interno de la visión del mundo, nuestra especial Shudrashti, que es la visión pura.
Shuddha drashya, Shuddha.
Shudrashti.
Like Shuddha,
Yes.
like you said, well, when you call me, you say
Yes.
Shuddha, yeah, full,
Yes.
full vision.
Shudrashti,
Mhm.
visión pura.
Yeah, right. You see, so my friends, let us now continue. Everybody okay here? Everybody is very serious.
Están todos bien porque están todos muy serios.
Yeah, we were celebrating this beautiful spring and beautiful occasions, yeah. And you see, if you get a chance, I don't know whether you see it in Argentina, the coronation, but when you get to see it, see the little children, see the little children or see the little children singing in this magnificent cathedral, in London. Yes, little children singing so beautifully about the Lord,
Dice que estamos muy serios, y bueno, en vez de, pero ahora en el norte están en primavera, y también a poder apreciar estos pequeños niños del coro que estaban cantando en esta maravillosa iglesia, canciones al Lord.
There's a very subtle and very simple very simple view of liberation. Okay, very simple. I'll tell you that. Either you surrender to a higher entity, the Lord, God, or you surrender to scientific circumstantial evidences. Both are the same. The result is the same inside.
Es una sutil y simple visión de liberación. Entregar, rendirnos al Lord, a Dios, rendirnos a las evidencias científicas circunstanciales. El resultado es lo mismo, es igual.
So the next heading now is keep Jagruti in that. Keep only Jagruti. Nothing else is needed. Keep only the awareness in that. Because in the last heading, we talked about continuing to see the results, the effects. Keep continue to see the effects, you see. And so now today, we are on
Sorry,
page...
we start with keep Jagruti.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Keep
awareness in that, yes.
Yeah. So we keep, this is on page 50, okay?
Okay.
Yes, so I just gave you the heading. Keep only the Jagruti in that,
Solo mantén el Jagruti en eso.
Yeah, Jagruti, the self.
El self.
How do you continue to see? How do you continue to see the effects that are happening to this mind, to this body, to these words? The effects, how do you continue to see them? And the answer is through Jagruti, through the awareness. Swamapura, Swamapura, and this is all happening. This is all going on.
¿Cómo hacemos para ver el efecto que sucede en el cuerpo, en la mente o a través de las palabras? Y podemos ver esto teniendo la conciencia de que soy alma pura y ver que todo esto está sucediendo.
So the questioner is asking, how do we purify our intentions in that which is discharge? Okay, that is the question. That which is discharge. Purification of intent. Bhaav is purification. I've written it. How do we really? Thank you, Marcella. Marcella is translating the chat, how do we purify our intentions in that which is discharge?
¿Cómo purificamos nuestras intenciones en aquello que es una descarga?
So Dadashri replies, you have to keep the awareness that it is all the discharge, all the discharge of Gabi, Shuddha, Patricia is under par-Satta. Par-Satta means under the authority of somebody else.
Dada dice, mantener la conciencia, que es la descarga de Gaby, de Shuddha, de Patricia, que está bajo la autoridad de algo más.
Par-Satta, par-Satta. There are two words, okay, and I'll give it to you. Okay. Par-Satta, under the realm, reign, control of another, you see. Some is not the self. Swa means self. Swa means self. Swa roop. We say self. Swa means, Swa is equal to self, of the self, of the self. And para means not of the self, you see, not mine. So if we can keep the awareness, the questioner asks, how do I purify my intention in what is happening? I'm pure, I'm pure, but how do I purify my intention in that discharge? Whatever the discharge happens, how do I purify the way I look at it, purify my intention? And Dadashri says, keep the awareness that this is not under your control whatsoever. This is not your kingdom whatsoever. Yours is the kingdom of the Amapura, the pure soul. You see, yours is the kingdom of the pure soul.
Acá dice la pregunta, dice primero, ¿no? Que dice, mantén la conciencia. Le pregunta cómo purificamos nuestras intenciones en la descarga que sucede. Y Dada dice, mantén la conciencia, que es la descarga de Gaby, de Shuddha, de Patricia, bajo la autoridad de otra persona, de otro. Y después dice, está bajo para, quiere decir que no es del ser, y Swa, del ser. Y para Swat es bajo el control de
par-Satta.
par-Satta es el que está bajo del control de otro. Entonces, ¿cómo mantengo, ¿no? esta intención? Y es, yo soy puro, yo soy puro y estoy en el reino del alma pura, dice Dada.
So essentially, Dadashri says essentially that, and I've written it, you see, if in this there is this clash with somebody, if there's a clash with someone, then you should ask file 1, Chandubai, Gabi, Luz, to do pratikraman or to ask for forgiveness. You see, we do not have to ask for forgiveness. You see? Because you and I, each one of us in this satsang have got nothing, absolutely nothing, zilch, zero to do with whatever is happening in this world. Whatever is happening in this visible world, in this body, inside also, whatever is happening, you and I do not have any, zero connection. We don't have nothing to do with it. We don't have to take anything from this Gabi complex, or you don't have to give anything to Gabi. You are the Lord of this world, this universe of Gabi. Luz, Shuddha, Marcella, Anila, yes, you're here, you're here, you're here. Say this, okay?
Esencialmente, si chocas con alguien, el file 1 en Chandubai hace practikrama y también pedir perdón, porque todos los que estamos aquí no tenemos nada que ver con este mundo, ni con el cuerpo, ni la mente, ni con el habla. Tenemos absoluta conexión. No es ni tomar ni dar. Eres el mundo, el universo de Gaby, de Luz, de Anila, y estás aquí.
To be supreme, to be supreme means you have moved away from any give and take. You have moved away from any to give or to take. You are the superior, the most superior in all of this. You are not here. You are not in here. You're not doing anything here. You are here. You are you are above all of this. You means you and I are above all of this that is happening that is you're absolutely above file 1. Okay? The world of file 1. You're not file 1 anymore. You're not file 1 anymore.
Ser supremo es que te moviste de la relación de dar y de recibir. Entonces eres superior y ya no estás más en este lugar, estás en este, sobre todo esto que le sucede al archivo 1. Ya no estás más allí.
Yes. And you see, because, Chandubai, file 1 is asking to be forgiven. Whoever has made the fault, that one has to ask for forgiveness. And if you have not made it, if no fault has happened, if file 1 has not entered into any kind of fault or clash with anyone, then where is the need to ask for forgiveness? You see?
Yes. Chandu es el que pide perdón, es el que hizo la falta. Y si no cometió ninguna falta, ¿para qué pedir perdón?
You see, it's very simple. The science is very simple to do it. If there is no fault, there is no pratikraman. And the pratikraman is done by the one whom you can see completely as it is, this complex. Yeah, whatever is it inside, the slightest negative feeling for another human being, the slightest abhav, slightest finger pointing, bad talk about someone else, you know it. Even before you speak a negative feeling about another human being, you have to see it. And if the seeing wipes it off, then it's fine. But if that saying does not wipe it off and it continues to remain inside, then you have to say Gabi. You have to tell Gabi, Marcella, Herman, Carlos, clean it out. Clean it. How can the dirt be inside your home now? You say, clean it.
Yes. La ciencia es muy simple, no hay falta. El practikrama es hecho por el que estás viendo, por este complejo de mente, cuerpo y habla. Y no hay la más mínima negatividad. Si existiese alguna negatividad, alguna clase de sentimiento negativo por otro ser humano, tienes que verlo. Y en el verlo lo limpias y continúas. Y si no lo limpias, en algún momento te vas a dar cuenta que tienes que limpiarlo. Y es como tu casa, no dejas la casa sucia.
Shuddha Bhagavan. Everyone understands this very beautiful, simple words. We are coming to another heading, but it's very simple.
Entienden estas bellas palabras tan simples.
There is nothing.
Pasamos a otra.
Yeah, right. There is really nothing to purify anymore. The question started, how do I purify my intentions? How do I how do I not let my intentions get tainted, dirty, and Dada says even in those intentions which are not absolutely, which are happening, which you believe to be dirty or bad, even in those intentions that happen inside you, inside Anila, inside Yaya or Damian, keep the awareness, keep the absolute awareness of the self, that this is par-Satta, the authority. This is the kingdom. This kingdom which I believe to be mine is really not mine. You see, it was believed to be mine in ignorance. Now I have woken up. Now I am awake. You see?
Yes. La pregunta, ¿no? Sobre cómo purifico mis intenciones. Y en realidad no hay nada que purificar. Cómo ver las intenciones que no se tienten ni se ensucian sería la pregunta. Y Dada dice, incluso cuando las intenciones tienen tentaciones o suciedad, ¿qué crees ¿no? Que están dentro de Chandu, de Yaya, de Anila, de Damián, y es mantener par-Satta, el reino que yo creía que era mío, realmente no es mío. Ese es el pensamiento en ignorancia. Y ahora que desperté, me fui de ese lugar.
Dadashri now begins the satsang in this new heading. With the discharge, it will all empty, the pot will empty. And Dadashri says, now, whatever anger, pride, deceit, greed there is, even those are discharging. Anger, pride, deceit, greed, all of them are discharging. All of them are discharging. Before the Gnanvidhi, they were charging. Every anger, every pride reaction, every deception, every greed was charging. You see?
Dada dice, el título es Dada dice que con la descarga se vaciará de la ira, el orgullo, la codicia y el engaño. Todo esto se vaciará. Antes del Gnani cargábamos ira, orgullo, codicia, engaño, decepción. Pero después del Gnani ya no.
Yeah, and you see, he says essentially that after 14, 15, or 18 years, it will continue this discharge. Dada essentially is not worried about it. Dada, what does he call discharge? He's not calling, he focuses purely on charge and discharge with reference to these four kashais: anger, pride, deceit, greed. He says the rest of this Mangaldas, this body, he doesn't pay any attention to that. He doesn't talk about it. In charge and discharge, he is zeroing in on this kashais only, you see. So he says, after 14, 15, 18 years, these four will be gone, you see. And the tank will be empty. The tank will be empty, but the body still will be there, right? Our bodies will be there, but the bodies will not have this garbage of anger, pride, deceit, greed, okay? Emptying of the tank doesn't mean that we die. Emptying of the tank means we become the absolute self with a body, you see, with the body now. You know, emptying of the tank. Complete emptying of the tank means, of course, there is, absolute knowledge, but in this life, significant emptying of this tank will result in the clear and the distinct experience of Mapura, you see. You understand? Important, discharge means, everything discharges, your body is not here. Not true. Lord Simandar has also got a body, and our Dadashri had a body too with 0 kashais, you see. His tank was empty. His tank was empty.
Dada dice, después de 14, 15, 18 años, continúa la descarga. Pero no se enfoca en la carga y en la descarga, sino que se enfoca en la ira, el orgullo, la codicia y el engaño. Y todo esto se descargará y se irá. Entonces el tanque, el templo, el cuerpo no tendrá basura. Eso no quiere decir de que nos vayamos a morir. Va a ser el absoluto ser con cuerpo y la absoluta conciencia de que soy alma pura. Mandar Swami tenía cuerpo, Dada también tenía cuerpo, pero vacío de la ira, el orgullo, la codicia y el engaño.
Yes. And once the tank empties, then you will not have any load. You will not have any load over you see.
Y cuando el tanque se vacía, no va a haber ningún Lord sobre nosotros.
No Lord. Bojo, no Lord. Human beings are tired of this load. They're not tired of the body. They may have a body like Anila, Even you might become 90 and 100, but if you don't have this load, you are in bliss. You're in bliss. Right?
Los seres humanos estamos cansados de cargar con el Lord, pero no nos cansamos del cuerpo. Estamos en dicha. ¿Es así, Anila?
Yeah. Anila, Shuddha, Marcella. You see, human beings of this world, even though they are the emperors of this world, we just saw the coronation of King Charles, but that is only the coronation of the King of England, but the coronation of the emperor of this world, Chakravarti. Each one of us have that Supreme One that doesn't require the coronation or the approval of anyone. you are the Supreme One. I am. There's nobody higher than me. And yet as I look at the world, I accept everyone as they are. I have no fights with anyone.
Beautiful. Somos emperadores que no necesitamos la coronación. Somos el supremo que no necesitamos la aprobación de nadie. Hoy se coronó al rey Carlos, pero nosotros no necesitamos esa coronación. Somos el supremo y no hay nadie sobre nosotros.
These two eyes of ours are more precious than the largest diamond of the world that the king held in his right hand, in the stick in the right hand. These two are more precious. Maybe have two of them.
Estos ojos que tenemos, y son dos, son más valiosos y preciados que las joyas que llevaba el rey en el cetro con todas las piedras preciosas. Estos son más valiosos.
And they have become precious, multiplied by precious, absolutely precious, since we began to see the Amapura in other human beings. This is not available to anyone ordinarily, it's only available to the special ones. We see the pure ones in everyone, in the king and in the beggar on the street, everyone we see.
Tan preciados, tan preciosos estos ojos, preciosos multiplicados por preciosos, y porque comenzamos a ver el alma pura en otros, en todos los seres humanos. Y esto está disponible para todos, inclusive para el rey y también para los mendigos.
Dadashri says, you'll not have any kind of load at all once you become free from kashayas, you see. And if there is a condition, and the condition is if you pay the correct attention, see. If you pay the correct attention, such is the Vignan. In other words, such is the Vignan, is this Vignan, is this Vignan. In other words, paying the correct attention means it begins with any one of these 5 sentences. You see, any one of these 5 sentences. In any one of these 5 sentences, the attention, the correct attention correct upayog, correct use, correct awareness, Jagruti is there, you see. And with that, the Lord leaves, you see. The Lord leaves. You know, he has made 14 years as the max minimum. In 14 years, it's gone. 14 years after the Gnani Vidhi, it's gone. You see.
Dada dice que no necesitas el Lord cuando te liberas de los kashais. Es la condición, es prestar la correcta atención. Tal es el Vignan. Y comienza con estas 5 oraciones, ¿no? Que es la correcta atención, la correcta conciencia. El Jagruti está allí. Y el Lord, después de 14 años, se va.
Good, wonderful. Let us now take a break, huh? And
Yes. Vamos a tomar un recreo ahora. 10 minutes,
yeah,
Shuddha.
10
10
minutes.
minutos.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Marcella and Patricia, dear. Okay.
Thank you.
Ready.
Okay. All right. So, does anybody want to say hola or say something?
¿Hay alguien que quiera decir algo? ¿O
Hol-
decir hola?
Yes. Yes. Yes, Marcela.
No puedo inmutar. Pati, mira, hay algo que siempre ahora últimamente me está dando vuelta, es que el alma pura es una energía que hace que la materia inanimada se anime, tenga vida, ¿verdad? Sin
Sí.
alma pura no habría vida. ¿Por qué esa alma pura al entrar en la materia densa no ilumina eso, sino que nacemos en la ignorancia? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué nacemos en la ignorancia? Y la luz del alma pura no alcanza a decirnos que somos seres de luz y tenemos que pasar miles de años en descubrirlo. ¿Qué pasa? ¿No tiene suficiente energía esa alma pura? ¿Solo le da para animar al cadáver?
Marcela, question is, Alma Pura is the energy that gives life to this body. And why, when we are born, this Alma Pura don't enlight, and we have to be in ignorance for thousands of life. ¿Está bien así, Marce?
Yes. Yes. Because Dada's answers and our answer too now is that is how it is. There is no why there. You know that everyone who gets born, every human being who gets born, after a certain age, maybe age one, gets the awareness that I am this body. You see, I am whatever the name has been given. We'll say, hello, sweetheart. Hello, my dear John. Hello, Maria. Why, hi, Maria. You know, so the person, the little soul in that body believes I am John, I am Maria. You know, there is it cannot be broken. It just, in all the, and when the little baby is hungry, she will say, I'm hungry, I really want some food, I want, gets the mother's milk and remains quiet, you see, and says, so this is the state of human beings of this world. That is how it is. And that is how it is, not only in human beings, from this zeros, the first entry into, even in Nigod, N-I-G-O-D, Nigod means you have not come into this universe where you can be named, whether you can be named as a bacteria or a potato plant or a rose plant. You see, the names. It is the pure self inside, absolutely covered. It's the process of evolution, and you already know about the evolution, Marcella. They become human beings, and then human beings there are a lot of differences between human beings in this world, from different parts of the world. Sorry, go on.
La respuesta de Dada, y la nuestra también ahora, a tu pregunta, es porque es así. todo ser que nace, luego de un año, se identifica con el cuerpo y con el nombre que le dan. Y esa pequeña alma en ese cuerpo se identifica con ese nombre y ese cuerpo, y no puede romperse. Por ejemplo, el bebé tiene hambre y llora y la madre le da la leche. Y así son los seres humanos en este cuerpo, en este mundo. Es así. En Nigot no estás en este mundo, estás en este mundo como una bacteria, como una planta de papas, como una rosa, y el ser puro está cubierto. Y esta es la evolución hasta llegar a ser seres humanos, y hay seres humanos con diferentes creencias en todas las partes del mundo. Esto es la evolución.
You know, and because evolution we will leave aside, you know, from evolution we already know because we can see it, you see. Little insects, butterflies, flowers, little plants, little animals, little birds, big animals, human beings, four-legged animals, two-legged animals, you see. We see that, we can see that, you see. And we see human beings and they also have, they fight, they have kashais, you see. What is beautiful is that in each one of them, each one, the soul is also journeying, taking a journey higher and higher. The bodies change, chimpanzee, gorilla, human being. The bodies change, but in the human, at the human level, I am this body, this is mine. And before we used to fight with stones and clubs, and now we fight with artificial intelligence. We just heard yesterday that the weapons that the United States has given to Ukraine have, you know, they can be programmed so they do not attack the target. You see? Artificial intelligence, yeah. You know, so you see how it is all happening in front of us. The soul of the soldier who is fighting and getting killed on both sides is pure. And inside also his intentions are to protect his wife and children at home. And so the world of kashais, rag, dvesh continue, you see.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
En esto de la evolución lo podemos ver en los insectos, las mariposas, los pájaros, animales de 4 patas, de 2, y los seres humanos. Y los seres humanos tienen sus kashais. Lo hermoso es que en cada uno de ellos está el alma que está viajando, y que están viajando y está surgiendo. Podemos ver los chimpancés, los gorilas, los humanos, el cuerpo va cambiando. y al nivel humano, y en el nivel humano es yo soy este cuerpo y esto es mío. Antes peleábamos con piedras o con palos, ahora peleamos con inteligencia artificial, ¿no? Las armas que Estados Unidos le está dando a Ucrania no alcanzan el objetivo. Y el soldado que pelea y muere de ambos lados, mueren. Y la intención de ellos es proteger a sus familias. Y eso es apego y aversión.
Mm-hmm. And then, my friends, there are others, some very special human beings, very special human beings, who become very free, but not completely free of kashais, anger, pride, deceit, and greed. They don't have that. Very little, maybe. And they get born in this world. And they are like the baby Jesus or the baby Krishna or the baby Dada, you know. And they also will complete their journey, you see. They do their work. Their presence is now very beautiful. You see? The presence of one human being without these four, anger, pride, deceit, and greed, in this world of ours in 2023 is absolutely magnificent. It's very, very rare, but it is very magnificent because that presence itself is very infectious. It makes a lot of difference, you see. It makes a difference. It is through the presence of the one without kashais, the pure one, that more pure ones arise, you see. And this is what is happening to all of us, you see. Slowly we are becoming free of kashais. We are not free yet, but we are. You can see it inside. I see it inside Shuddha, you see it inside Damian or Marcella, you see where her hunger is. Kashai is represented by hunger. Hunger for, I'm Marcella, I'm somebody I know. Hunger of something pleasant I want. I want this beautiful thing. I want sex. So you see, hunger.
Otros seres humanos,
Yeah.
otros seres humanos muy especiales que se vuelven libres, tal vez no del todo libres de los kashais, ¿no? De la ira, orgullo, codicia y engaño, y nacen en este mundo y son bebés de Jesús, bebés de Krishna, bebés de Dada, y también alcanzan la presencia, ¿no? Y un ser humano sin kashais en este mundo del 2023 es absolutamente magnífico porque su presencia crea mucha diferencia. Este ser puro sin kashais hace que la pureza surja en otros. Y si bien tal vez no estamos totalmente libres de los kashais, tenemos el deseo de liberarnos porque podemos ver el hambre que hay en nosotros de algo placentero, sexo o alcanzar cosas que son placenteros, pero lo podemos ver.
Mhm. This transition, this transformation, this human beings, every soul, in fact, every soul is rising inside until it comes to the human level, human being. And then the complications start, the kashai start, you see. And when the kashai starts, that also is a development, you see. That also is a development. You know, you have the Christian wars and you have the Muslim wars and you have all kinds of wars. More blood has been shed on this earth of ours in the name of religion, in the history of our world, you see. It's not their fault.
Yes.
It's not their fault. They just do not know who they are, you see.
Yes. Esta transformación de todos que va surgiendo dentro hasta llegar a ser un ser humano, y allí comienzan los kashais. Y también hay un desarrollo, en este desarrollo hay guerras cristianas, guerras musulmanes, y mucha sangre se ha derramado en este mundo en nombre de la religión. Pero no es su falta, es su ignorancia.
Yeah, it's a very, very rare thing. That makes a human being wake up to reality. Very, very rare, very rare. Everyone in this world moves about absolutely believing, I am this body. I am hungry. I love that. I hate that. I suffered so much in my life. They killed my grandfather, or my, he's simply body complex. Simply body complexes, simply human beings evolving, and in the ocean of kashais, even in the ocean of kashais, some manage to swim. Most get swallowed up and sink in kashais, you see. They leave this world full of hate or deep attachment to people, deep, deep attachment. But they don't die, they just keep coming back with their kashais. Come back with their kashais, the bodies and the roles of the bodies are in different shapes. He may be a man in this life, he becomes a woman in the next life. Or if it is really rough, then he goes back into the animal kingdom for a while, and then comes back. All these beautiful dogs and cats we see around us as pets are these ones who have gone there to finish their sentence, finish their account.
Es algo muy raro que hace despertar a un ser humano a la realidad. Los seres humanos se mueven pensando que yo soy este cuerpo, que tengo amor, tengo odio por determinadas personas, sufrí tanto en mi vida, mataron a mi abuelo, y todas estas cosas son del complejo del cuerpo simplemente. Y entonces es como estar en un mar, en un océano de cayáis. Algunos nadan y otros se ahogan en los cayáis, o por apego o profundo a personas, y vuelven con sus cayáis, y vuelven con cuerpos diferentes. Por ahí el hombre vuelve en cuerpo de mujer, o al revés, o tal vez en animales, ¿no? Y todos estos perros y gatos que andan a nuestro alrededor vienen aquí a, a terminar estas situaciones.
I give you 2 sentences, you reflect upon it. It says it's a great punya. It is really a great punya, great credit from past life that gives a soul, a human being, a new life with good parents, father and mother. Good means really good, who give you the right kind of values to proceed further with good vision, good vision. I don't say pure vision, good vision.
Hay un gran punya, ¿no? Un muy buen karma de crédito de tener el alma, y padres que dan buenos valores, y con esto se refiere a buena visión.
But it is not such a good punya to have multi-million dollars in this life, millions of dollars. It's not a good punya, you see, because all those becoming multimillionaires will increase your ego and pride, especially pride, with which you will hurt others, and with which you will create animosity. And so that punya, all that money goes down the drain, you see.
No es buen punya tener millones de dólares, porque en ese caso crece el orgullo, el ego, y esto genera animosidad.
Yeah. Understand the exactness with which how everything unfolds in the relative life in this world of ours, you see. And this is the vision. This cannot be appreciated without the vision of the self. So amapura, soyamapura here. Without this vision, you cannot understand this. This all becomes theoretical. You understand, Marcella? I mean, it all becomes theoretical, Theoretical means you hear it, it sounds very good. You want to keep hearing it, but it doesn't mean anything in terms of your life here on,
Apreciar con la visión del alma pura es lo más maravilloso, pero no tener, pero que no se vuelva esto de apreciar con el alma pura, de poder tener esta visión, pero si no la tenemos, todo se vuelve teórico. Puede sonar muy bonito, pero no es la experiencia.
Yeah, you know, this magnificent 2 sentences of Dada, you know about it. The world is the puzzle itself, and there are 2 viewpoints to solve this puzzle. And your question relates to the puzzle. You see, Marcella, you know, why are people, why is the little baby not enlightened at birth? Yes, very few rare babies are enlightened at birth, and all of us in the next life will be enlightened babies. You understand, Damian and Marcella? You enlightened babies. Very little kashais, very little kashais, 0 kashais left. Kashais of the kind that are so thin, so minimal, they are compared to drawing a line in water. You know, can you separate water by drawing a line in it? You know, it's just, you know, they fall off the moment you look at them. Sanjvalan kashais, you see, we have discussed it before, but anyway.
Dada tenía esta oración de que el mundo es un rompecabezas que solo se puede resolver donde hay 2 visiones, ¿no? Y esta, al rompecabezas se refiere, Marcela, a tu pregunta. Muy pocos niños nacen iluminados o con 0 kashais, o con mínimos kashais. Nosotros en la próxima vida vamos a nacer así. Tal vez esos kashais van a ser tan mínimos que es como querer dibujar una línea en el agua, lo cual no queda, enseguida desaparece.
All right, you want to say anything, my dear Marcella?
¿Quieres decir algo, Marce?
Sí, me parece que entonces lo que nos sucede a los seres humanos es propio de nacer acá, en Bharat, creo. Supongo que habrán lugares mejores para nacer. Se me ocurre, no sé. Creo que este mundo es oscuro, húmedo, feo, y el alma se sumerge en ese mundo y no le cuesta mucho. Mira hasta dónde tenemos que llegar para alumbrar un poquitito la oscuridad en la cual vivimos. Míranos a nosotros nomás. Creo que es propio del mundo donde nacemos, del planeta donde nacemos. Supongo que habrá mejores barrios para nacer. Eso es todo.
Marcela is saying that it's because we were born here in this world, in this time, that this is happening, and maybe there are another worlds better to be born.
You will know Shuddha's answer here now, okay? Problem is not with the world. The problem is with kashais.
El problema no es el mundo, el problema son los kashais.
And we now have the light that completely vaporizes this kashais, vaporize, you know, boom, they're just gone. But they
Y nosotros ahora tenemos el conocimiento que evapora los kashais.
It doesn't matter then. In the absence of these kashais, it doesn't matter which world you live in, my dear. You can't change the world.
En este mundo, el problema no es el mundo, el problema son los kashais. No lo podemos cambiar. El mundo no cambia, son los kashais.
Even in Mahavida there are kashais. There are people who fight also.
En yes. En Mahavida también hay kashais, hay gente que tiene kashais.
There are people like us. The only difference is there, this Lord is there, this very special Lord is there, you see. So,
lo maravilloso es que tienen este Lord tan especial.
Yeah, What we need to accomplish is with our energies now of the self, get it in exactness, get it in precision. Receive this absolutely precious gift of Dada with so much reverence, so much bhakti, so much exactness that absolute moksha is there for us all the time here in this very body. Final moksha, when it happens, let it happen. We are not, it comes, you see. Dada never talked about final moksha. He talked about final moksha in theory, you see. But he says, I am in moksha, my friends. I am in complete moksha. I don't want moksha. I don't want moksha. I will go to moksha after Marcella and Patricia and Damian and everybody in Argentina who wants it. And every Spanish-speaking person who wants it, anywhere in the world wants it. Go, 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 go.
Tener en precisión y con exactitud y precisión, ¿no? Esta energía del ser y recibir este precioso regalo de Dada con toda la reverencia, con precisión y exactitud. Entonces moksha está aquí y viene. Y Dada no habla de el final, moksha final. Él habla de moksha. Él está en moksha. Y va a estar aquí empujándonos a todos para que vayamos a que obtengamos moksha.
Yeah. So, all right. Rosa, you want to say anything, my dear? Rosa. Yeah.
Rosa, ¿querés decir algo?
Yeah. Everything fine, huh? Everything okay?
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Rosy pensaba
Rosie.
que moksha era un lugar que se alcanzaba o sea, la liberación después de la muerte. Y después cuando escuchó bien un satsang, donde decían que moksha, se puede vivir en moksha porque moksha es encontrar la felicidad acá en la tierra todos los días. Bueno, eso la puso muy feliz y trata de estar en moksha dentro de sus pocos conocimientos. Pero después cuando escuchó que en Baraksetra siguen, como que en Baraksetra también hay, hay problemas, como acá como que se le pinchó un poco el globo. Pero no importa, van a ser menos que acá. Pero no, está feliz de saber que moksha está acá en la tierra.
Okay. Rosie thinks that before she thinks that moksha was a place outside, and then or it becomes after death, and then she understood that she can live here in moksha, and that was and she tried to live in moksha, was absorbing this knowledge. And then in Baraksetra, she heard that there are problems too, and she felt sad. But now she knows that she can live in moksha here, in this world, in this very moment.
Yeah. You see the eternal, that which is eternal. is beyond any location. Is that not? Eternal is eternal element. You see? The experience of the eternal is what is happening day by day in us. We continue to experience the eternal. The experience of the eternal is the awareness that everything in front of me is temporary, is changing, including this Rosie, this Shuddha, this Damian, you see. That is moksha. You're entering, you're aware of that which you are not. You see, you are aware of that which you are not is moksha.
Lo eterno es más allá de toda la ocasión. Lo eterno es un elemento y la experiencia es lo que sucede día tras día en todos nosotros. Y esta es la conciencia de saber que todo cambia, que todo es temporal. Damian, Rosy, todo. Cuando tenemos esta visión, estamos en moksha. Y tú sabes lo que no es moksha.
You know, whether it is a Christian human being who got buried, or whether it is a Hindu who got body that got burned, they both say he is gone. Where has he gone? He is now with the Lord. The answer is he is in the heaven with the Lord. He has gone with the Lord. He has gone with the Lord, or he has gone to the Lord, right? I mean, that's what we say in general terms to, you know, the people. That's how the people of the world say, right? After they bury and they give their final respects and then they walk away in their black clothes and, you know.
Los cristianos cuando mueren son enterrados, los hindúes son cremados. Y las personas dicen, se fue al cielo con el Lord, o se fue al cielo, o se fue al Lord. Entonces van al entierro o van a la cremación, presentan sus respetos y luego se van caminando con sus ropas de luto.
You say, how can, the fundamental question is, how can the Lord go to the Lord? The Lord is the Lord.
Entonces la pregunta fundamental es, ¿cómo el Lord puede ir al Lord?
Going to moksha, you see, is what we are doing right now. Understanding and seeing more and more and more. That's all. We, instead of going into this intellect and this ego vision, you see, we have the choice. We can go into the intellect vision and the ego vision, or we can go to our vision, the pure one, the vision of the pure one. You see? And what blocks our vision, blocks our journey, or kind of blocks it a little bit, is these four kashayas, you see. The kashayas, it's a block, you know. It's a block.
ir a moksha ahora es el entendimiento, cada vez más entendimiento, más y más, y salir fuera del intelecto, de la visión del intelecto y del ego. Es ir a la visión del ser, es estar en la visión de la pura visión del ser. Y lo que bloquea esa visión son los kashais.
Okay. Now, while we are talking of blocks and obstructions, I have already shared this with Damian and some of you, but let me just share this just here formally. It is the new May Dadavani, okay?
Acaba de
It is,
compartir algo del Dadavani de mayo sobre estas obstrucciones.
and it is about the obstruction, one of the obstructions. There are many, many obstructions on the path of moksha. But this one is a May.
Esta de mayo habla de los bloqueos y obstrucciones, y hay muchas obstrucciones.
Yeah, there are many obstructions, but there is this one major, this is one very, very major obstruction.
Hay una obstrucción que es muy grande.
And this is the obstruction of suspicion. It's the obstruction of suspicion, you see.
A ver, que alguien me corrija, por favor. Suspicion es como no creer.
Do you see this photograph? Do you see this photograph here?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
tell me what's going on in that photograph, Patricia.
There is a girl and a boy wearing black clothes, and the boy is looking the cell phone and the girl is looking the boy. The boy has some cream in his face.
Okay, so you're giving the external description, but this is really what happens when suspicion arises within a human being. This man is a man. Both of them with their dresses look like they are together married, okay? And they're in the bathroom, all right? He is looking at his cell phone and just looking at his own messages, or maybe he's talking to another girlfriend of his as extra girlfriend, and she is pretending that she is looking in hers, but she is reading his conversations with another human being. You understand?
Oh, yes. Bueno, acá pregunta ayuda, ¿qué es lo que yo veo? La explicación de él es que se supone que es una pareja y que están en el baño y él está viendo su teléfono y ella muestra como que está viendo su teléfono, pero en realidad lo que está observando es el teléfono de él, y eso es suspicion, es como suspicacia. Sospecha. Gracias, Anila.
So, we can't hear you, Marcella, very well. You're muted, my dear. Who is speaking? Oh, Rose is speaking? Oh, no, maybe it's Rose's. I need to mute her. Okay, all right. Go on, carry on.
Yes, I
see, you see that what it is really is how it's a very serious complication of rag, attachment, rag kashai. When two human beings live together, they've been married for a while, they so-called quote unquote love each other. They've decided to spend their life together, and then due to circumstances beyond the control of one or the other, an affair happens. You know, and then and then it is discovered, say, and there is always, along with suspicion, there is always betrayal and serious kashai developing, you see. Once the suspicion happens, it is extremely difficult to get rid of it, you see. Even if the man has not had an affair, even he may be just talking in this photograph that I showed you, in this one that I showed you, even if he's just, say, talking, doing some business here at his office, you see. He's talking to some lady at the office about his business. Suspicion has taken hold of inside her. It'll kill her. Even though she is living, she is as good as dead, you see.
Yes. La sospecha, ¿no? Es una obstrucción que es muy fuerte y es una seria complicación del apego. Por ejemplo, esta pareja que se muestra, es una pareja que se casó enamorados, y debido al control es como que sucede un affair y es descubierto. Y es la sospecha del engaño, es un kashai. Y cuando surge la sospecha es peligroso. Inclusive aunque no haya habido ningún engaño, la sospecha y el hombre esté hablando con una compañera de trabajo por trabajo, ella sospecha y esa sospecha la mata.
Yeah, began as a rag between two of them. I love you, honey. I cannot live without you, you see. And in that attachment, in that attraction is built-in expectation. She believes he has to be mine only. There is possessiveness, mine only, mine. He's mine. And when he gets so busy that he doesn't pay attention to her, she's expecting all the attention. Look at me, I'm your woman. But he has got other things to do. And when he doesn't fulfill her expectations, then dvesha arises, abhorrence begins, you see, abhorrence begins. So this is rag kashai turning into dvesh kashai, abhorrence kashais, you see.
Esta pareja se casó con un gran amor, pensando que no podrían vivir uno sin el otro. Y en ese gran apego surge la posesión, él es mío, y ella espera absolutamente toda la atención de él. Pero bueno, no le puede dar toda la atención debido a que trabaja y por circunstancias, ¿sí? Bueno, de ahí surge, al no tener la atención total de él, de ahí surge la aversión.
You want to see the horrors of rag or attachment? You see, you see it in every case of divorce. You think that they've gone to an attorney and they've split whatever they have, and it's over. No, it's not over. This kashai carries on and on into the next life unless there is pratikraman, you see.
Yes. ¿Ustedes creen que esto se termina aquí? No. con este divorcio se arruina absolutamente todo, porque esta versión lo llevas a la próxima vida.
It is this deceit and greed, kashai. This is called greed. She wants more pleasure from him. He says, I need to do more other things, you see. I mean, I cannot be with you all the time. You see, now I'm just giving you an example. It could be the other way around, okay? But I'm just giving you examples. And this is the nature of the sweet kashai of rag. Rag is not pleasant when this starts happening.
Yes. Yes, of course. Esto es codicia que ella siente para tener más placer con él. Y él no puede estar con ella porque tiene que hacer cosas, le dice. Y toda esta naturaleza de lo dulce, del kashais, ya no es más placentero, porque no obtiene lo que quiere.
See, Dada, she is asked, but in this betrayal and deceit that happens, Dada, attachment, abhorrence are at work even in that, aren't they? Dada, she says it is only if there is attachment or abhorrence that all of these things would be at work, isn't it? Otherwise, the one who does not have attachment, abhorrence, vitarag, does not have any of this, does he? All right?
Yes, I translated.
Please.
Dadashri dice, esto
Question
sí, esto sucede, okay. Pero en esta traición y en este engaño que sucede, el apego y la aversión están en el trabajo, inclusive en eso, ¿es así? Y Dada dice, esto es solamente por el apego y la aversión. Por el apego y la aversión que todas estas cosas pueden suceder en el trabajo. Sino de otra manera, aquel que no tiene apego y aversión, vitarag, no tiene nada de todo esto. ¿Es así? Es así. Y si hay algún apego o aversión, entonces no importa lo que la otra persona haga, cualquier otra persona, la persona queda enganchada en el engaño.
Yeah.
O estas dos personas lo hacen bien, entonces no hay problema.
That's
Esto
right. Yeah,
sucede.
that's it. Yeah. Go on. Yeah. You see, so in other words, when you do not have kashais, when you become free, when you become vitarag, the kashais of the other person do not touch you, whether he's doing good or whether he's hurting you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't touch you. It doesn't touch you.
Si no tienes kashais, si te vuelves vitarag, los kashais de la otra persona, sean buenos o lindos o feos, buenos o malos, no te tocan.
Do you have any kashais, Gonzalo?
Work in progress.
Sí, Sudha. Varios. Todo.
Wrong answer. Give me the
Ninguno.
karma. No.
Respuesta incorrecta, dice.
Gonzalo may have some kashais, but not me. Eu sou Amapura. Soy Amapura, okay?
Gonzalo puede tener kashais, pero sos alma pura. Sos alma pura.
And when you do not enter in those kashais, when you do not go there, then there is no energy. Those kashayas are energyless. They are dying. Let them die. See?
Y cuando tú no entras en esos kashais, los kashais dejan de tener vida y se mueren. No entres allí.
See?
Sí,
Good.
clarísimo. Duda. Gracias.
Yeah, right, yes. We're learning. We're all learning at the feet of Dada, you know. We're all just totally surrendered to this magnificent iguazu of the eternal water of Dada, or the liberation, you see. Mm.
Estábamos todos rindiéndonos a los pies de Dada, como las cataratas del Iguazú, las aguas de Dada.
The grace that liberates every time we are at his feet, every time we utter his name, every time we close our eyes, you see. Mm. It's
Cada vez que
mhm.
cada vez que nos entregamos a Él, que nos rendimos a Él, que decimos su nombre, que nos inclinamos frente a Él,
Shuddha Bhagwan,
su agua aparece.
Patricia and our dear Marcella and Shuddha give us all our highest namaskars. Shuddha Chu, Shuddha Chu, Shuddha Chu, I'm pure, I'm pure, I'm pure.
Yo, soy puro, soy puro. Los más altos elevados saludos.
Okay.
Todos. Thank you.
Jai
Thank you.
Sachidana.
Thank you. Jai
Thank you.
Satchitananda.
Jai Satchidana
Ayuda.
Shuddha.
Jai
Muchas
Satchidana.
gracias,
Jai
Satchidana.
Satchitanand.
Satchidana.
Muchas gracias.
Jai Sachidana. Jai Sachidana.
Jai Satchitananda.
Satchidana. Muchas
Guillermo,
gracias.
Alicia.
Jai Satchidana.
Yes, Jai Sachidana.